Greetings, hello, and welcome back to RailRoads Online. Today we are showing off the new locomotive that we just picked up. As you can see, it comes with its own tender car. It is a Baldwin Class 818 C440 locomotive. Apparently this one actually still is out there in the world, stationed in or around Las Vegas, Nevada historical railroad, from what I've heard. So we went ahead and kept the paint on this one as close to what we could find was historical. And so it is named Eureka and Palisade, the old number 4. As a tender which we hooked up, we did make a selection on the light, put a couple of flags up there by it. Let's see what we can take a look at here. There we go. Got the light lit. That's sure not very bright. Hopefully they get the day-night cycle in the game sometime soon and that light actually comes to use. But you can see the incredible detail they put into these locomotives is just absolutely incredible. This one is going to be a much bigger train. Curious to see how much more power we have in this locomotive. Well, let's go ahead and toss some wood in the old fire and see if we can get underway. Alright. Take a look back at that engine. Really good looking locomotive. Pretty happy with that one. Got some pretty good sized drive wheels on it. Should bring us some speed. Not sure how much power we're going to get out of this one. Let's go ahead and roll it on out of the station for the first time. Woo. Sure is taking off. And looks like our switches are good. So we are green light there. We went absolutely broke buying this locomotive and this set of cars that we sighted over here for it. So let's go ahead and see if we can get those hooked up today and send it down the rails to see if we can make some money. This engine should be a lot faster than Betsy, as the size of the drive wheels generally dictate how much speed you're going to have. So kind of looking forward to maybe being able to get some of these round trip loads in a little faster. Not sure what the pulling power on this one is. I've heard mixed reviews, so we'll see what we see. The thing is, we don't really want this one for climbing up any kind of hills or any of that. We're going to mainly use this locomotive for wood delivery to the freight yard and making money. Hopefully it can do that easy enough. I hear it is not much of a hill climber, but that's okay. Ooh, head back here. See if we can get that pinned. Hopefully we don't have anything in the way. We're going to hit pretty hard. Oofa. Alright. Everything still looks intact. So we will go ahead and jump on in there and see what we can do. Alright. First time out of the freight yard. A little deeper whistle than on Betsy there. Sounding good. Looking good. Yeah. It's one heck of a good looking locomotive. A lot bigger than Betsy. Now we don't seem to be bigger than the cab we're riding in, so that's kind of nice. Space to go around. Alright, let's check our switches on the way out. Looks like we're sighted to the right. That one will be receiving us back on that rail. Let's go ahead and open it up and see if we can get some speed out of this thing. Does appear to be heading down the track a little faster than Betsy, and a little less herky-jerky. It's not jumping all over the joint, so that's kind of nice. Weighs a little more, has about twice the tractive effort that Betsy has, so not exactly sure how that'll affect our loads, being that they have such different drive wheel setups between the two. So, locomotive was a little over $3,000 with the optional headlight. The cars are somewhere like $250, $300 a piece. So, by the time you get 3 of those, it's almost a $5,000 train heading down the track. Hopefully she can make some of that money back for us. And we'll see how it goes. Looking forward to putting some money in the bank at a little faster rate if at all possible. Here we are, coming into the sawmill for the first time with it. If we can pick up some of this finished wood product that we are getting. Switch over here is sighted to the right, so a little too much brake there. There she goes. Chugga. Chugga chugga. Now this train, I believe, has air brakes. So we did slide the compressor up there so that she stops. As we do not need any runaway locomotives today. Just trying to make a quick trip here out to pick up some wood and see how this is gonna work. Alright, let's go ahead. Get all the functioning gauges. Again, that's when you have to tip off to the devs. Absolutely beautiful. And if you were to drive from inside, it would appear you have working gauges to do so with. Alright, let's see. Any of these line up to hit boxes at all. That's a good drop. That's a good drop. Okay. So these are going to definitely take a few. Whoa! Oh, it knocked us out. Run back down here. Throw these in. Boom, boom, boom. does that mean we're going to get? Oh, wait a minute. Why do we have 3 on that one and 2 on this one? Uh-oh. Now we got some going on to that one. Alright. So, sometimes a little tricky with the hitbox. Alright, 4, 5. So if we get one more there, one more there. I wonder how much these are gonna hold. Maybe not 6. Let's see what happens here. It's getting pretty high. Should pop one more on there. No. Okay, so it looks like 3 of the beams. We're gonna assume that that's a full car. See if we can get any more to go on here without having to move. Alright. It's 5. One more. Wonder, 6 on these, 3 on there. I wonder if we get paid more for these. Maybe we should be loading the whole train up with these. Notice you can highlight the load, and sometimes you can influence the hitbox. Now see that it didn't, so it just wasted it. So we'll just go ahead and pull it forward for that last car for those anyway. Got most of the train loaded in one go, which is pretty nice. Go ahead and turn that around. Bring the brake off. A little bit of power. This being about my least favorite part of the whole operation. I am not very careful about where these get to on the dock, so we're just going to go ahead and hit the brake and power through it. That way we come out a little smoother. Alright, drop you. Now let's see what we end up with here. You, how about you? Can we get a 2 for 1? Let's duck so we don't get knocked out. Come on, baby. No. Right. Well, alright, thank you very much. You almost got on the load. There. Probably wasted some wood there. So these come out of our logs over there in the pond. And when we run out of logs, we don't get more of these. So that throwing on the ground thing isn't really helping us, I guess. But we don't know unless we try. Surprised that doesn't reach, to be quite honest. It's pretty close. Usually it doesn't. Wouldn't think it'd be that picky. But alright. 2 more of these and it looks like we should be loaded up, and I think we will try to run it back to the freight yard quick and see what kind of money we get paid. So there's that. I have to do some more logs after this, now that we are draining our supply of timber. Alright, brakes off, power's coming up. Go ahead and hit the bell while we're in the yard. And sure, it makes me wonder with the whistles if how much they really used the whistles back in the day to say different things. I'm sure there's a right and a wrong way to whistle Don't have any idea what it is. Be interesting to see if there's anything to that. So here we go, heading out in our Baldwin steam locomotive. Coming to life. Up here you'll notice on the right we sighted Betsy. So she is parked out of the way over there, ready for her next load out to the sawmill, well, lumberyard to sawmill, logging camp, if you will, to sawmill. If this one works out, which it seems to be doing, trucking along with a 6-car train, maybe a little better even than Betsy was, we will go ahead and stick Betsy onto logging camp duty and make her the old log train, and Eureka will be our new freight car or freight locomotive. So a little more speed to the payday. Never hurts any. So I have heard that apparently they used to slide the reverser down after taking off. You give it 100% to get it going and then kind of edge that down. Apparently it kind of picks up speed and saves fuel. Not sure if that's modeled in the game currently. Doesn't really seem that we go any faster. Maybe it saves fuel. Not too sure. I don't really like to run it 100% on anything. Just get in the habit of maybe one day they put damage or wear and tear to the locos. Alright. So, steam for ya. Probably better quit fiddling around before we overrun the station, which I have a feeling we're gonna do. See how this helps. Slam on some brakes. Darn ya. Alright, let's see if we can sort all this out. Take that brake off. That brake is off. We will edge it forward and see. See if we can get you to edge forward a little bit, and we will unload our freight. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Hitting the dock and getting paid. So this is the freight yard. We drop it on the dock and we pick up the money. Yeah, sounds like a simple deal. And there we go. Whoa, she's kind of taking off on us here. Oh, and we left the steam jets on. Look at that. That's probably not as intended. Alright, well, there you go. That's load to the freight yard with the brand new, incredibly gorgeous looking locomotive, the Eureka Baldwin. And I think we will go ahead and bring her to a stop and call it a video. So once again, thanks for tuning in, And we'll catch you on the next episode. Y'all have a great day.